Welcome to the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. I'm Mike Romai. This is a weekly show we put together and talk with interesting people in Beaver County and around the region. Interesting people, celebrities, business people, and just to give you a chance to see people in a different light. You may see them at the store, behind the cash register or making your meal, but you never get to really know who they are and what their background is. And so that primarily is the purpose of the program, to introduce you to these people. And our guest this morning is a former police officer turned pizza man. And I was at the establishment probably 6 weeks ago. It was right after Fire and Ice in New Brighton, and I was out there doing a broadcast, and afterwards I walked up and down the street. Tons of food trucks there. You could buy a gyro, you could buy this, that, peanuts, a whole lot of other things, but it just wasn't something that was capturing my attention or my appetite. And I am not shy in telling you that I could eat pizza every day of the week. My wife will say, "What do you want to have for dinner?" "Pizza." "We just had pizza." "Well, I can eat pizza. I can eat pizza for breakfast." And so I left the main street of New Brighton, and I walked back to the Fisher's Foodland area, and they have a beverage area there as well. And not too very long ago, Al Shaffer and his family opened up a pizza shop, Al's Pizza. So I went in and I ordered a pizza, and I thought, maybe I should have called ahead of time. This might take a while. I made my order, sat down on a bench, and within 15 or 20 minutes, I had my whole pizza. It was right there, and I took it, got in the car, and it was delicious. Al Shaffer, welcome to the Best of Beaver County.
Thank you.
We thank you for coming in this morning and letting us know a little bit about you and your family. But, I'm a pizza lover. I just am. And of all the other foods that are out there, a good pizza can last me a long time.
Well, hey, we try our best.
Well, why'd you go into pizza?
I have no idea.
Who knew? What was this recipe that your family and friends decided, Al, you got something here?
Be honest with you, a friend of mine I used to work with at the sheriff's office used to run Al's Pizza in Chippewa.
I remember him. I remember that store. Yeah.
When he was doing that, I hung out with him, and I always hung out at his pizza shop. Then and there, that's when I wanted to do it. I was in my early 20s, and I didn't have the money to do it then. Mm-hmm. So I said someday I will do it. And
yeah.
Finally, we did it.
I think that was the same guy who used to own a place called the Sub Palace.
No,
it's a different one.
Buddy of mine, Bonema.
Oh, okay.
Michael Bonema.
Okay.
Yes, he was the one.
Okay, because it went through a couple different places. So this is the recipe from Al's Pizza?
No.
You came up with a different recipe.
We're completely different. We no relation. I mean, my idea came from that Al's Pizza, but we're no way related or affiliated with them.
You were a former police officer.
Yes, sir.
And you worked for which department?
I started in Aliquippa and got laid off back in the early 2004. And then after getting laid off, it was just part-time all over because it's so hard to get a full-time position. So went to New Brighton, Monaca, Center.
You were at all these departments? Part-time?
At one time. Part-time, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, just had to pay the mortgage somehow.
Right,
so
right.
That's how I did it.
Is that something that when you were in high school that you thought, I want to be in law enforcement?
No. My dad was a policeman, and when people would ask, are you going to be a cop like your dad? I said, no way. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how, but after high school, my dad said, "Hey, why don't you try going to the sheriff's office? It's not like police work. It's a different, something different." So I did. Went to the academy, went to the sheriff's office for, a while.
Did you work under George David or Tony Guy?
Yeah, under George.
Okay.
And once I got a little taste of the law enforcement, doing that, you kind of like, maybe this police thing isn't so bad.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting hired with the police department and went down to Aliquippa with George too. I worked under him down there.
Yeah, interesting. In the sheriff's department, did you do some outside work, or were you in the jail?
Did both. Did courtroom, and then every once in a while they would throw you a bone and let you go out on the street with the guys and serve warrants or whatever. So yeah, it was fun.
So perhaps as we pass in and out of the courthouse on different occasions, we might have seen you standing there checking our stuff.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. That was a down day.
Yeah.
You get to sit up there and relax a little bit, I guess.
Okay, very good. And so as a police officer, in all these different departments that you worked in, there came a time when you were out on the street, and I'm trying to retell the story, but probably better for you to do it. There was a robbery going on at a cricket store near the mall.
Yeah, this would have been 2012. I was, we had just, we had my daughter's graduation party the weekend before, and she had left to go to New York City on that Monday, and then I can't remember what day it was. It was July 25th, but I was eating leftovers from her party and got a call that the cricket store up in Center Township had just got robbed. Guy, black male, had fled the scene in a white Dodge Neon, not sure which way it was. So I figured, well, why not? Let's go see if I can find it. As soon as I left the police station, heading towards, Walmart area, I see the white car pass, but it didn't have the described driver. So I said, I better go check it out. So I turned around and went after it, and it ended up going down the street, stopping at the red light down there by Kogo's, and the passenger side door flies open. Somebody jumps out of the passenger side.
Yeah.
Here he had been laid down in the seat and didn't know it.
So you're on Pennsylvania Avenue, Monaco. When
Yeah.
Okay.
So chased him through the parking lot there at Kogo's, and he stepped in front of my vehicle, and he went down.
Oh, okay.
And after that, I jumped out of the car, ran after him, and as I was going through the alleyway behind the Kogo's there, he turned around with a gun, started firing. First shot hit me in the left leg, and he had fired 5 shots before I could even unholster my gun.
Yeah.
By the time I unholstered and started to return fire, he had already started taking cover behind a car. So I wasn't able to, hit him. Came around the front of the car, and he threw his gun out and put his hands up and said, "Okay, you got me, you got me."
But you're already hit.
And yeah, I was hit, and I had already been hit, and went up and got him, covered him until backup showed up, and they took him into custody. Had a lot of people say, "Well, why didn't you just shoot him?"
That's first thing in my mind.
You can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't. That's something I would have to live with for the rest of my life, and while I'm sitting in prison. So no, you just can't do that, especially whenever there's people watching.
Okay. So you're drawing a crowd.
Oh yeah. People were watching, and I'm like, I don't know why. But
2012, did they have video cameras and they were videoing this whole thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I got him into custody, and I looked down and I'm like, holy heck, I got hit in the leg.
Yeah. You didn't even know
I
it?
got a hole in my pants. Yeah. I mean, I felt the burn, but I didn't know how bad it was. What a comforting feeling it is to see the backup arriving. I mean, there was Center Township, Bridgewater, Rochester. The first 2 people I seen as I was going to the ambulance was Frank Mercier and Sam Piccaninny. I mean, I worked with those guys for years, and just to see them coming around the side of the building, just knowing they're friends. That was nice, comforting.
So there's the reality of the thin blue line that's out there, and your guys come and they're going to back you up, and you're hit. You're an officer that's hit. As you tell this story, I don't know how often you've told it since 2012. PTSD, that kind of stuff. Do you relive it?
It bothered me for a little while.
Yeah,
it really did. I spent some time off work. I'll be honest with you. The first time I pulled over a car after coming back to work, it was a little hairy.
There's no such thing as a routine traffic stop.
No, never.
Yeah.
And you hear that all the time, routine traffic stop. There's no such thing.
You don't know. So as an officer, was that the first time you had to unholster your gun?
No.
No. It happens a lot.
I worked in Aliquippa.
Well, enough said, I guess, in terms of that. So the guy robbed the cricket store. What did he get? Was it worth it? That he was going to take an officer's life?
He dropped a bag of money right there on 14th Street as he was running through. It was actually a friend of mine I went to school with that got robbed at the store. And after it was all over, I called him. He's like, "Yeah, he had a gun."
Yeah,
it's like I had no idea. Nobody told me.
So that wasn't part of it.
Yeah, nobody told me he had a gun. I wish I knew.
And as an officer and a part-time officer, it's not like today where you see somebody, driving down, say, the Mall Hill, and there's a car pulled over, and there's 2 police cars parked behind them. There's backup there. Back in those days, that wasn't the case.
Yeah,
you're on your own.
If it was available, you had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other departments were good about helping out. You know, backing you up. Mutual aid and whatever.
Yeah. So this was a life-changing moment for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you had been in law enforcement. Your father was in law enforcement, but the family. You said your daughter just graduated, and after they find out you're shot. From what I understand, your family says, "Dad, let's, you got to do something else."
Yeah, it was. It took a while, and because I was still loving the job, I was still liking it, and finally, I had enough. I always had a background in construction work, and I liked the construction work, so I did. End up going to the Carpenters Union, local here.
Denny
in
Russo and all those guys.
What's that?
Denny Russo and all those guys at the Carpenters Union.
I don't know any of those guys, but a friend of mine from high school, Lon Schulteis and Tim Young, they guys that I went to school with. They were in the Carpenters Union. Yeah,
very good. And but the family, pretty much, from what I understand, said, "Dad, is there something else that we could do? Get out of the police business. You're a mild-mannered guy. I'm sitting here talking to you, and you're very low-key in terms of all that. I don't know if there's an adrenaline rush that goes with you hear the scanner go off, and you got to respond to it, and there's an adrenaline thing.
For certain things.
Take on a whole different personality.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But your family wanted you to get out of the law enforcement business. Is that correct?
Yeah, they always did. It was kind of an uneasy thing, and I had always, like I said, always wanted to do the pizza shop business. So, saved up some money, got some help from a friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, helped me out financially, and we found a place and we opened. And
before they opened the place in New Brighton, there was the food truck. Al's Pizza food truck. And we're going to talk more with Al Shaffer about Al's Pizza and tell you more about how delicious it is as we talk with this young man, family man, former law enforcement, but entrepreneur in the pizza business. Al Shaffer is our guest from Al's Pizza, and we'll continue on the best of Beaver County on the St. Barnabas Radio Network.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall, in love that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
Best of Beaver County Radio Show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. I'm Mike Romai. Our guest is Al Shaffer. Al is the proprietor of Al's Pizza. It's been in the, I guess you have seen it over the years in the form of a food truck. And this was probably before all these other food trucks came about. Food truck wasn't that popular. I remember when I was a kid, now this is a long time before you were probably even born or there was a such thing as an Al's Pizza. But in the summer months, after our baseball games and everything, there was a food truck that would come through Beaver Falls all the time. And you'd run out in your uniform and you'd get a piece of pizza from the food truck. And I told you, I love pizza. And it really doesn't matter what kind of pizza. I just love pizza. But you got into the food truck business long before it seems as though food trucks were popular around these parts.
Well, I wouldn't say that. We had a brick and mortar when we started, and
Where
things
were you?
didn't, we were in economy.
Okay.
Things didn't go well there as far as the landlord. Let's just put it
Okay.
that,
Yeah.
and we'll leave it at that. And we ended up saying, "Man, what are we gonna do?" So we did. I said, "Let's get a food trailer." So we ended up getting one, and started doing that. And man, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, got meeting new people, going to different places.
Outdoors, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And once we started doing this food trailer, and you know, you reminded me of something there with that. You said you went to pizza. A buddy of mine, his dad owned a pizza truck, and it was Tino's Pizza. And I have a picture of their food truck, their pizza food truck, on the wall of our pizza shop now.
Yeah.
You know, so. Like I said, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and with a food trailer or food truck, and you're out there, are you limited to the different types of pizza that you can make and products you can offer?
We we had a pretty big menu this year, or last year, as far as specialty pizzas and just calzones and pepperoni rolls and all that happy stuff.
Yeah, they tell me your calzones are outstanding too.
I hope.
I remember you were here with us when we did the candidates debate, and you brought in all this stuff and all different varieties and forms of pizza and calzones, pepperoni, and all that other stuff. So you've got quite the menu.
Yeah. We if we can make it out of dough, we try. We make it.
Yeah, and it has to be original, right? You know, you might pick things up on the Food Channel here and there, but this all comes from your imagination, your wife's, your family's imagination.
Once we knew that we were going to open a shop, it started with, let's throw a little bit of this in there, throw a little bit of that in there.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not right. Sleep on it. Wake up in the middle of the night, run out to the kitchen. Hold on, let's try this.
Is that right?
We ate pizza for weeks straight because I was trying to figure out a sauce or whatever. It got to the point where I didn't have any more kind of dough or anything, so I started making up sauce and just putting it on a piece of bread and putting it in the oven and trying. That's pretty good, you know. So finally nailed down a recipe. It took a couple weeks, but finally got it.
I won't ask you what the secret is to your recipe, but what makes it different than other pizza sauces out there?
Freshness. It's got to be fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh,
Can't put it in the freezer, can't refrigerate it for too long.
fresh and simple.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not old family, old world recipes. This is something you concocted.
Well, as far as the pizza sauce goes, no, that's something I did. But our marinara sauce, that comes straight from my mom and her Italian family. And when I talk to cousins and say, you know, how do you do your sauce?
Yeah.
I put this, put that, and I'm like, okay, just want to make sure that we're right on the same page, you know, because it's the same recipe.
A little pinch of sugar, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're all satisfied with the product. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. My cousin that built that food land and built the plaza that remodeled that plaza. He was a big supporter of the pizza, and he's very happy with it too.
Yeah.
You know? He's like, hey, you did a good job.
You know, I have family. My mother's side of the family is from Monaco. They're Italian. And they would be embarrassed for me to ask, what's the difference between marinara and pizza sauce?
Marinara has more stuff in it,
Yeah.
more ingredients.
Okay.
Pizza sauce, in my opinion, it should just be simple and clean and simple.
Yeah. What is the biggest seller? What do people come in and ask for the most? Pepperoni, cheese, extra cheese.
Pepperoni and cheese, extra cheese is crazy. My mom cuts all the vegetables and everything, and she'll come in the next day and be like, did nobody order any vegetables? I'm like, Mom, listen, it's sausage, pepperoni, and cheese. I says, nobody gets vegetables anymore for pizza.
Well, you know what? During Lent, I got to be honest with you, because I can't get pepperoni or sausage. I've gotten onions and pepper rings on my pizza before.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's what happens. And we're eventually gonna start with sandwiches here in the near future too.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get the equipment together and everything, and get it all ready to go before I jump in with it.
Are you happy that you made this decision?
100%. Yeah.
Brick and mortar.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great place. New Brighton has been so receptive to us. It's just the residents and the borough itself, I mean, has been great with us. They work with us so well, helped us get in there and get it going. I'm a strong supporter of New Brighton.
Yeah,
I really am.
They're doing wonderful things
Yes,
in New
yes.
Brighton and continue
It's
to
a
do
beautiful, beautiful downtown, beautiful, just everything. They're
Yeah.
working hard to make it a nice town.
Do you think you'll miss the food truck, or will you still run the food
No, we're
truck
still going to do it.
at events and things like that?
Yeah, we're still going to do it. I think my wife and I and my stepsister are going to go out on the truck, and then my daughter and Ethan, he's been with us since we started.
Yeah.
They're going to run the shop while we're out on the truck. So I think I'm hoping it works like that.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
It sounds fascinating, and your mom. I didn't know your mom was involved with this as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's behind the scenes. She's the one that makes it taste good.
Oh.
You know, she keeps it fresh, keeps everything fresh, and like I said, fresh vegetables and everything. And she helps out with we do frozen pizzas and stuff for different clubs.
Oh, is that right?
A couple
Do you
different.
do fundraisers and stuff like that?
And we'll do fundraisers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, she does. We do like a 4-cut frozen pizza that we sell to the Owls Club down in Rochester, the Eagles and Freedom.
Yeah.
They get it. Yeah, and you know, and they used to have different types of frozen pizzas, and they're like, no, we'd rather have yours. So
Yeah.
we feed them.
I was going to say, do the members of these clubs know they're getting Al's Pizza?
I hope. I hope that's what they're telling them.
Yeah. You know, it's just some frozen thing from the
Yeah,
grocery
right,
store.
yeah.
They're getting good Al's Pizza in there. That's remarkable. And now you're saying you're going to expand into sandwiches as well.
Yeah.
You call them hoagies. You call them what do you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with probably just one size.
12-inch
sandwich. Yeah,
8, 9 inch.
Yeah, something like that, and make it easy. You
Yeah.
know, I don't want to. You know, I mean, gonna have hot sausage. We'll get from Foodland.
Yeah.
I've already made arrangements with them through Kemp's. The old Kemp's.
Oh,
from-
sure, I
from
remember
New
that.
Brighton.
Yeah, the
They
butcher
work
block.
out of
Yeah.
Foodland. They're gonna supply sausage for us. Any of the meats that we have, we can get it from there. My mom makes the meatballs, homemade meatballs.
Oh, see, you can't get better than that.
Yeah,
Right?
so we'll have homemade meatballs and sausage, you know, and sauce, and you know, the Italian sub and whatever else I can think of.
Right. What is? I mean, when people come in and they say, "What do you have?" Well, how exotic do you get?
We have what's called a Angry Gyro pizza.
Angry gyro.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's our white sauce, which is it's robust and garlicky.
Yeah.
We got a little spice to it. We put that down, and then cheese, gyro meat, banana peppers, and onions. So it keeps the wife away, keeps the vampires away. You don't have to worry about it if you eat that. Yeah, so you're not kissing anybody that night. So.
The white pizza. Now, is that different than, because you're talking about sauce here? Is that different than the garlic, what some people call poor man's pizza?
I don't know.
It's all garlic and cheese.
So it's
oil.
a roundabout. I mean, there's some other spices in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's kind of a roundabout way, to call it. Yeah, you can call it a poor man's pizza, I guess.
Yeah, it must be. Must be interesting around the house because you're probably always thinking about these things, or somebody else is going to say, "Well, I want to put this in there." And,
yeah. Well, I want to sit and talk about pizza.
Yeah.
And my wife's busy over here doing this, and
Yeah.
I always have to. Hey, are you listening to me? And
Pay
she's
attention
like,
over here.
No.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm okay. She just shakes her head.
Mm-hmm. And your mom, when you brought forth this idea, she on board all the way?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The whole family.
Yep. Yeah. The kids have been with me from the beginning, and like I said, Ethan, he's been working. He's like a son to us, and so he's been with us from the beginning too.
And that's one of the keys to having a successful business, isn't it? You get the employees, you're family owned and operated, but if you get trustworthy employees in there,
right,
that's a big part.
It's been family, mainly family through the whole thing.
Yeah.
When we were a little bigger. With one point, we were working out the soccer arena out there in New Swickley. Oh. We had. Oh, geez. I think we had 11 employees at one time, as far as delivery drivers and everything like that goes. But that just became too much of a liability with the delivery drivers. So we ended up just going with Slice and DoorDash right now for our deliveries.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about it, but
that's the direction it's going.
Yeah, the liability has just gotten too much, and the insurance and everything is just crazy.
Yeah.
So
is that different from running the food truck as far as taxes and all that other stuff, and doing the in-store place?
No, everything's together. It's one entity. So at the end of the night, our credit card machine on the trailer is integrated with the one at the shop, so it's all into one. So it's just one entity. It makes it easier for everybody.
So you moved in a couple months back, right, into the store in New Brighton, and you still have the food truck coming in 2024. What do you envision now?
The food truck's going to be a little simpler. We found out that at the Swickley Light Up Night this year or last year for Christmas, that we just went with a simpler menu. And it was just as busy, and people were okay with that menu. So I think we're going to go a little simpler. Yeah. But as far as the shop goes, I'm always open to new ideas, and I always tell the kids, come on, let's make a new pizza or something. So eventually we're going to do like a weekly special too. We have an Italian pizza that it's like an Italian sub on a pizza.
Pretty soon you're going to open a place that you're going to have seats. People can come in and sit down and eat.
At one point I thought about it. Yeah, that's down the road.
All right. Al Shaffer is our guest from Al's Pizza New Brighton. Pleasure talking with you today. Congratulations on your success. This all transpired in about the last 10 years, but it is delicious pizza, and they've got a great future ahead of them. Thank you, Al.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to your family.
I appreciate it.
It's wonderful stuff. Al's Pizza, New Brighton. Al Shaffer is our guest. I'm Mike Romai. It's the best of Beaver County, and certainly Al Shaffer and Al's Pizza is the best of Beaver County on the St. Barnabas Radio Network.
Thank you for listening to the Best of Beaver County.